Welcome back to Pearl Media, where truth meets perspective. Today, we're diving into another classic Kevin Samuels moment. Let's get into it.
Hey.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I wasn't expecting to do this tonight, but by popular demand, I'm here to serve. How old are you?
I'm 24.
All right. What do you want to get out of this? Are you here for the make your match thing?
Yep.
Do you have any kids?
Nope, I don't.
What state do you live in?
Michigan.
All right. So, in about 20 seconds, tell me what you want and who you're looking for.
I want basically a man that's willing to, someone that's outgoing, career oriented, loves God, just someone that I can kind of be there for. We both have to have I have a business, so I would prefer to have someone who's more outgoing and have a business as well, so we can be business partners, friendships. And
You ever watch my program?
I'm sorry?
You watch my program?
Mm-hmm.
Now you saying all kind of things that are just like tripping. Partners, we're not partners. We're not partners. There's a relationship, but there's not partners. And due respect, everybody who owns a business does not need to be another business owner. We need employees. So anyway, so what I would suggest is this. Put some more thought into it, because whenever I ask you ladies what you're looking for, it's just this general boilerplate. I'm looking for a God-fearing man who's ambitious, and that could be almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
Can you honestly say you sat down and for an hour or more really focused on what it is you want in a man?
Yeah, I think about it all the time. I even make lists for it.
So what are your deal breakers?
I would prefer that. So number one, believes in God. If he's not religious, that's one of my deal breakers.
Believes in what God? A God or your God?
Just religious overall, not my God.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So if he believes in Buddha?
I mean I'll say
this is what I mean. When I'm asking for your deal breakers, if you see, my thing is, if you really sat down and thought about it, when I ask you for your deal breakers, you should be able to tell me, especially bullet points. Bullet 1.1, 2, 3. Non-smoker, no children, and Christian. Those are my deal breakers. You can't smoke, you can't have any children, it must be Christian. That's deal breakers. What are your deal breakers?
Okay, so I'll put focus on Christian. I prefer someone that's like educated, because I'm educated as well.
What does that mean? I know plenty of people with degrees who are dumb as hell. I know plenty of people who graduated from high school who are intellectuals.
Willing to learn. Not.
How do you define educated?
Someone who's willing to learn. We go through life where we should learn and continue to learn. So not necessarily saying he has to have a college degree or, have a business or things like that, but just willing to learn, because it's always things that we can learn.
Well, then that's not educated. That's not educated. Educated means he's attained some sort of education. When you say educated, what do you really mean?
I mean willing to learn.
All right.
That's my definition of educated.
So willing to learn. So he could have a GED.
He can.
So you see what I'm trying to show you ladies is you can have plenty of women trying to help women do this stuff, but you ladies are the blind leading the blind, because you are so imprecise. You must get very granular, because at the end of the day, you know what kind of lifestyle you want to be leading by the age of 40. True or false?
True.
And let's talk about the lifestyle. Do you want to live in a home, or do you want to live in a high rise?
In a home.
How many children would you like to have?
I'll say minimum 3.
3. You want each child to have their own room?
Yep.
You want to have room for guests?
Yes.
Okay. So if you have 3 children and at least a guest room, that means you're going to need at least 6 bedrooms. What
Yep,
state
and I
would you like?
come from a big family.
What state would you like to live in?
California is my first choice.
What part? Northern or southern?
Northern.
Northern. Do you have any idea what a 6-bedroom house in Northern California runs?
I know it's very expensive, yes.
What is it? Give me a ballpark.
I mean, I know it's in the millions.
Nope.
Millions.
We cannot do this. See,
I don't know the exact amount, but
I said
know.
a ballpark. See, what you guys are showing is you don't want putting numbers to it because you feel like that limits stuff. No, you need to focus on it. 6 bedrooms, Northern California, the kind of neighborhood you want to live in. What do you think it costs?
I'll say an estimate number, so 17 million.
17 what?
Million. I'm just estimating right now.
Well,
I don't know.
And this is this is in particular for Black women. You ladies got to start. You really got to start being serious about the numbers, because if you can't you can think about it, but you can't conceptualize it. How much does a 6-bedroom house cost in Northern California? See, this is how men think. Men are very logical. We just go through the product. A 6-bedroom home in Northern California. Oh, Jesus Christ. Are you thinking the Bay Area?
It doesn't matter. What's the estimate?
Are you thinking the Bay Area? It changes things.
I like to get a perspective from the Bay Area and a different area.
Well, see, Bay Area, Sacramento, all these things.
Sacramento.
Okay, I mean, all right, you're looking at least $900,000.
Okay.
Okay. $900,000. So this is what I mean, ladies. You need to start thinking about because I can ask you about the million. Y'all are gonna give me some, in my opinion, bullshit. You're gonna all give me these bullet points that can match everybody. That's why I focus on the lifestyle. 6 bedrooms, Northern California. What kind of car would you like to drive?
My dream car, I'll say, is a Porsche.
What kind of Porsche?
SUV. Any like a SUV related Porsche.
Okay. And about how much do those cost?
They're 90,000 up to 100,000 in that range.
All right. What'd you go to school for?
I got my bachelor's in advertising public relations and my master's in student affairs and leadership.
All right. So I always ask this question. What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime with those 3 kids?
Okay, could you repeat the question?
What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for a lifetime? Meaning, right now as an adult, you are responsible for 100% of your financial load for your lifetime.
Oh, so you're asking what percentage that I want
After you're married.
after I'm married?
Because right now, as a single person, you're responsible for it all. After you're married, what percentage for it all do you want to be responsible for?
50.
50. That means at most you can take off is 2 weeks out of every year. That means your children will be raised. You have a baby. A kid's going to have to go to daycare after the 12 or 13 weeks out. That means if you take a hidden income, the family is at risk. Is that what you're saying that?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Is that what you're thinking? I mean, what I'm thinking, so basically that will put you on 100% equality with your spouse. That means you're carrying just as heavy of a financial load as your husband. Is that what you're saying you want? Is what you expect?
I mean, it's not what I expect, but I know that that's the type of person I am. So I want.
That's not the question. It's not the question. See, and this is why men are better at this than women. You guys conflate things. Do you want to have to be pregnant? Do you want to have to be pregnant with one kid, with another kid in daycare while you're going to work?
No.
Man, thank you. Pregnant with one kid because you want your kids pretty much stair step like most people.
Mm-hmm. But at that age,
hold on, no. See, you guys see. Go ahead and say it. So go ahead and say it so I get it out. At that age, what?
At that age, I want to already be settled to where, like, within my businesses or our businesses, if he has one, I won't have to work.
Right. So you want to start off your marriage damn near rich.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, you do. Because what you said is at that age, I want to already be settled, meaning I have enough money coming in to where you don't have to work like that, right?
Yes.
Man, that's damn near rich. See, and that's why I let her say it, folks, because most women think of it this way. They don't think of life in a continuous stream. They think of it, well, I've got this, so when I get married, the life you want to live is this. We can move into this home in the Northern California to where I can work as I see fit, whether it's from home or this or that. I'm making money coming in the house, but I'm not having to really go punch the clock. So I can kind of take it, kind of coast. I mean, it's not like I got a lot of stress. Is that what I'm kind of getting?
Yes, but in reality, I want to work and have a business.
Okay. So for the kind of lifestyle you want to have, what kind of family household income would you need? Total.
Both of us, both making over 100,000 a year. Well, way more over than that.
Well, no, it's going to. So for what you described, how much do you think it's going to cost?
I mean, the goal is
almost $1 million house, $100,000 car.
These are all my dreams and reality. So
dreams and reality are two different things. But I'm asking for what you're describing. How much do you think you would need for an annual income?
I mean, close to $1 million. You think about credit. You think about
no credit, no credit, income, no credit.
Mm-hmm.
So the annual family income. Give me a number that I can work with.
So for example, I'll say 1 million.
Okay, but it got to be real though, because if it's 1 million, that means you're making $500,000 a year or more.
Okay. I'm giving you a number to work with.
Well, no. See, I'm giving you. See, what I'm doing is I'm actually putting parameters to your dreams.
Why would you do that?
Huh?
I said, why would you do that? Or why would you put a parameter? If I feel that I can get to that dream one day, not necessarily saying
because that's what adults do.
I understand that.
Why would I put parameters to your dreams? Okay, do you just go someplace and don't look at the menu? You just start ordering? Or
No.
Okay, that's what you ladies do. You go into the world and like, well, why would I put parameters? That's like limits. Yes, because there are limits. There are limits, ma'am. You are only. How much do you think you'll make at the height of your career?
At the height of my career, probably 100,000, 110 in that range within my career right now without my business.
Okay, at the height of your earning potential, how much do you think you will actually make annually?
Right now?
Man, by the time you're 40 years old, at the height of your earnings, what do you think you'll be making?
200,000 to 300,000.
Okay, so one of the problems we have in our community is we don't plan out relationships. We just dream. So you're finding a little trouble stepping through what I'm saying to where it's feeling restricted. That's why I said, have you ever sat down and thought about this stuff? And you can't have thought about it to the level it needs to be, because you would understand that the kind of home you're talking about, $1 million home, 6-bedroom home, what kind of man earns the kind of money you're talking about making to where you can work and live the way you're talking about? What percentage of men make that money?
Very low percentage. So probably under 10%. Or are you looking at demographics, or you just?
No, I'm just looking at all men, period, man, because if you're talking about having a household income of several $100,000 to $1 million, and even if you were doing 50-50, that means you have a man who's making $500,000 a year.
Okay.
What percentage of men make that?
Very low percentage.
What? Give me a ballpark.
Under 10%.
Under 10% is not. Give me a more precise ballpark. Under 10% could be 9.99999 or 0.000000. Give me to the nearest single digit.
4%.
Mm-hmm. You're looking at, for $500,000 or more, you're looking at 1/10 of 1%. 1/10 of 1% of men. And of the women, you're looking at 1/10 of that. So if there were 100 men, 0.1% would be 1/10 of one man. That's just from the income. Why is this? Is it starting to make sense why the example I just went through is so important?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Why do you think? Why do you think it is?
Just looking at finances, if we're pursuing this goal or pursuing the type of man that we want, just knowing that we should at least set a barrier, not a barrier necessarily, but a perimeter in your words. But
what did your father do for a living?
You said what my father do?
Mm-hmm.
My father, he's 82. My father actually only went to middle school. He never passed middle school. He was born.
What did he do for a living?
He worked at a factory.
What did your mother do for a living?
She went to the army and she was a chef. See,
you got normal people. Why are you dreaming these $1 million dreams?
Because I want to be just like in my family, I'm the first person to be, break the first generation, go to college. And I also want to,
but understand, to go to college, you're talking about going to college to being the president.
But why can't I do that?
Well, let's go down that path. Saying this is where it starts to get rough. Because dreams are fine, but you got to be realistic of what's. It's not about probabilities. It's not about possibilities. Too many of you ladies deal in what's possible and not what's probable. And men deal with what's probable. How tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Dress size?
8.
How much did you weigh the last time you weighed yourself?
Probably like 160, 161 was the last time, yeah.
Okay. Where would you rank yourself on the scale from 1 to 10? Fresh face out of the shower, your natural hair. Can't use 7.
You said, well, I rate myself on 1 to 10.
Just your face, fresh face out of the shower. You can't use 7.
8.
Okay. Beyonce's an 8. Kelly Rowland's a 9. Rihanna's a 10.
That's your rating?
That's the rating. That's pretty beautiful and gorgeous. Pretty beautiful and gorgeous are 8, 9, and 10. So where would you rank yourself? Would you adjust anything or would you stay there?
I'm still gonna stay there.
Okay, so if you were standing in a room next to Beyonce and women of her ilk, men would pick you at the same rate they would pick her.
No.
Just sight unseen, just on sight.
No.
Then man, you can't stay there.
I understand that, but
No, you don't. No. See, this is where you guys get into your ego. This is why I'm trying to. We're educated, right?
Yeah, we're educated.
So let's move emotion to the side. Let's use our education. If you are truly an 8, I should be able to put you in a room with other women who are 8s, and you should be getting selected at the same rates as those other women, solely based on your look, nothing else. So if I put you in a room with 10 Beyoncés, 9 Beyoncés and you, out of 100, out of 10 times, how many times do you think they would select her versus you?
10 out of 10.
So they would select her?
To select her, yeah.
Okay, so by simple logic and deductive reasoning, can you still be an 8?
No. In the range of what you're saying, no.
So that's the range. That's the range, ma'am. That's the range. Because in your life, have you experienced pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous outcomes? Meaning, the kind of men that go for Beyonce, Kelly Rowland, and Rihanna approach you in your life with the intent to date you romantically. The kind of men that make that kind of money, that kind of access. They sift through the crowd. They see you and say, I'm going to, these men do that.
That you're asking me that will pick Beyonce? Does those type of men do that?
Yeah. Men who go after women like that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have those kind of outcomes? Meaning you have had and still have those kind of men approaching you.
No.
Okay. Then if you don't have those men approaching you.
They do, but not the men that's approaching Beyonce. Like the example is, I'm not famous or,
No, see, I said it 5 times. Looks alone, they don't know anything about you. I'm saying Beyonce, men don't know anything about her. It's just her look.
So you're just saying looks?
Yes, so in your life, do you have men who are $500,000 or more earners approaching you for serious relationship or marriage consideration?
No, and that's only because I haven't put myself out there.
That's not why.
I mean, that's a piece of what's why.
That's not why though.
What's the reason why, Kevin?
Because you're not on their level.
I know I'm not on their level yet. I'm not on their level.
It's not on their level yet. How could you get on their level?
By applying myself and
How?
facing my goals.
Men don't pick women the way women pick men. See, that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. In your mind, the reason these high-earning men don't approach me is because I'm not putting myself out there. That's not it.
I'm not on their level. Honestly, no, I'm not on their level.
Right. And there's nothing you can do to put yourself on their level.
Why is that? Can I?
Okay, I'll tell you why. Because there are plenty of women who look as good or better than Beyonce, who have everything that you have to bring to the table. These men that you're talking about have tremendous amount of options. And you are, how many times you say 5'6", 5'7"? Dress size 10? 8, 10, 170 pounds?
160.
160? I mean, you have a fuller face, but let's just say 160. Still within the range. I would give you a rating, facial rating. Is that your hair or is it extensions or something?
It's extensions.
So where's your hair length at, naturally?
I'll say like right here.
I can't see.
Like right behind my neck. Like
okay. So I would say, and you're in what state? Michigan? I would say I would give you 5 to 6. That means average looking to cute. And in your life, I would assume that when you're in junior high, high school, when you're in public, when you're at university, you had guys. You didn't have the captain of the football team, the high level guys at your age level approaching you. They were approaching women who were just different women. You were getting men about on your level.
No, I mean in high school, and yeah, because I won like homecoming and I was like the captain of the pom squad. So like,
But would you, if there was a statewide beauty pageant, would you have been in it?
I was in a pageant before.
Statewide beauty. I said a beauty pageant.
No.
Okay, ma'am. So, and I'm going through this because this is the problem in our community, in our world. We have taken average people and told average people that everyone is special and that everyone deserves to dream as big as they can and everyone deserves to be millionaires. And it's just not the way the world is. It's simply not. So, and it's even more insidious in our community because so many of our women have been told they have that same message that everybody is a winner. And then we've also lumped on to black women, get your education in a business to even further elevate your standard. But then when you get out here amongst the kind of men you're talking about, and I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, the kind of men you're talking about, the earning the kind of money you're talking about, they wouldn't pick a woman like you for several reasons, looks being one of them. One, you're too worried about making money, being a business owner, an entrepreneur, and all this other kind of stuff. And these kind of men are looking for women raised in traditional families who want to be mothers and support systems and put their man first.
And that's why I wanted to get on your show, just to ask that question right there.
But see, you would, and then two, due respect, ma'am, your goal, your dreams are exceedingly high.
Wouldn't you want to dream high?
No.
Why wouldn't you want to dream high?
No. You can dream high. See, here's the problem. You can dream what you want to, but I think we spend too much time dreaming, especially today. Our women need to deal with what's probable. See, you've been told dream as big as possible so you get as much, and the dreams you have are materialistic stuff.
I don't want material. You when we first started.
Ma'am,
you asked me what kind of house I want.
Right. And you do want to, you want at least 3 children. Do you want those children to be raised in an apartment?
No.
Then knock the BS off. You do have materialism.
I have things I want, but you never asked me.
But ma'am, you want a Porsche. Due respect, ma'am, those cars are not for average income people.
I know they're not.
So the things you want, I listen very well. I don't think you like the way it's coming around because I don't think you think of yourself as a materialistic person. But everything that we've talked about requires a lot of money.
Yes, I know that.
More money than most women earn. More money than most men earn. You said out of your mouth that by the time I start having kids, I would like to have my business and all this stuff set so I could pretty much work at my leisure. What percentage of women do you think have that option?
1%. I know it's low.
What percentage of mothers in this country have to work either full or part-time?
I say 80.
Yep, close.
I'm not into statistics, you know.
Well, because and here's the thing. I think it would have been far better for women in general, black women in particular, to be raised with what's probable. So, because so many of you ladies are dreaming so big that you don't even see what's suitable for you right in front of you, so you overlook it. And then when what's suitable for you, you finally start recognizing because you're not getting what it is you think you deserve. Y'all call it settling. Average looking women have always gotten with average looking men and have average lives. 20 to 30% of people, men in this country, own businesses. But that we have 60 to 70% of our women all trying to be business owners for money. For money.
That's the reason why I want to be a business owner. You didn't ask me my dreams and goals part, or you never asked
Do
me.
you want to be in business would you want to be in business if you were going to earn the same amount of money you would earn at a job?
Yes.
Why?
Because I realized just my passion in life, and my passion is to educate and make a difference. So if I can't do that within my job, then I prefer to do it within my business.
But do you understand? If you said yes, I would. So get all things being equal. Well, not all things being equal. You're saying that I would rather own a business and than go to work at a job if I'm going to make the same amount of money.
Yes.
Do you understand that working in a business, you work far harder?
Yes, I understand that. I've been working for.
Excuse me. So if that's the case, who's going to raise the kids? Because you got to work harder at the business than you do at the job. And you can't be in two places at one time.
Can I explain to you what type of business it is?
I don't care what kind of business it is, it's still work that has to be done. You can't be in two places at one time.
No, you can't.
So what is more important? To be a business person and lead your kind of dreams and passion, or to be a mother to your children and a wife?
A mother to.
Okay, if that's the case, ma'am, then I want you to go back and listen to this whole conversation, because nothing that we have talked about and what you want to do, it's been your passion, you're this, you're that. And I'm not making what I'm trying to show so many women is why it's so hard. Mm-hmm. Why women are quitting matchmaking for you guys. They're quitting because according to the women who are matchmakers, women today have unrealistic expectations. Ma'am, and off the rip, 3 children and a 6-bedroom house is an unrealistic goal for the average person. You have to have a substantial income.
Yes, I do want a bigger family. That's just the goal for me. So.
Okay. What was the other part? To have that and a 6-bedroom home, you have to have what?
Money, income.
Right.
Yes.
Right. And what? And that's so. Whether you want to call it materialistic or not, that is materialistic. A 6-bedroom home is for people with what?
A higher income.
Right.
Right.
So if your grandfather was an average person and your mother was an average, if your father and your mother were average people, you're the first person to go to college. Why are we going from here all the way to the tippy top of Mount Rushmore? Why not more probable, which are more likely? Or you don't think that way? You think it's better to just put it way up here?
I think it takes steps to get way up there.
Okay. Have you had when was your last relationship?
2018.
How long did it last?
4 years. I was in a relationship like my senior year of high school all the way up into my last year right before I got my bachelor's. So like 2019. It's 2015 to 2019.
Was he in college too?
Nope.
Okay. Was he older than you or younger than you?
You're older.
How much older?
Like 5 years.
Now what do you do for a living?
Work.
What does that mean? What kind of job?
Oh, like a factory job.
Okay. So let's take it away from you. If there's a woman who comes from regular working class people and she went and her boyfriend was a regular working class person, is it more probable that she's going to end up getting a life that's kind of in line with where she came from, or a upper class life?
When you transition from the past relationship,
Is that what typically, man, what's the probability of that happening? To you, to all women? Because what I'm asking, if you come from average, it's not the norm that you transition to upper class.
no, it's not normal.
So, in order for it to happen, it's exceedingly what? Rare.
I understand.
So, if it's exceedingly rare, it's a rare woman that gets it. And all the men are sitting there pulling their hair out, because what I'm saying to most women seems like you're just killing their dreams. No, I'm actually opening up your life to say, dream fine, but dream realistic. Because life is cold.
Mm-hmm.
When you go out into Chicago or wherever to get into, even if you went out, you'd be standing in line to get in the club or the spot with everybody else. The kind of women that get the kind of men you're talking about are in VIP. So it is far better to be realistic with what it is, because your goals are very high, and you can have them, but frustration in life tends to come when expectations don't meet with reality. And your goals are some of the highest I've talked to in the last several months. That's really high.
I like to have that passion, dream high, because if you wake up, meditate, and think that this is going to happen, and push yourself, read books, learn, take courses into ways to get to that place, you can break that barrier. And that's just been my thought process on it.
Okay.
So that's why I tend
and
to.
What's your you said your degree is in what?
So my bachelor's in advertising and public relations, and then my master's is in education and student affairs and leadership.
And are you working right now? You said you had a business.
I just finished this year, so yeah, okay. I'm working right now.
So how long you had a job? How had your job?
For a couple months. I just literally graduated, so I just finished my past job. But
you're making your entry level income is in what range?
I'll say like 40,000-50,000.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a business yet?
Yes, I just started my business.
And what's that business?
It's called Branding Expert. So
yeah, okay. So but I think it's fair to say that at your age, you really don't have much experience you don't have a client base.
I just started and I have a client.
So okay. Even if you have a client base, it can't be, but it doesn't go.
It's nothing over, no.
So my point is, man, you just graduated.
Yeah.
You're making $20-some-odd an hour. And when most people, and that's with the masters, when most people would be sitting down saying, you know what? I need to get good at doing this one thing. You're doing this thing, and you got this thing.
No, I'm doing one thing.
You got a business?
And getting my business. So I guess that's two things. I'm working and starting my business.
I know you can't serve two masters. So I know what it means to have either you have a career, but you got a career and a side hustle.
Yes, but in order to grow that, so what are you saying? You saying you can only work or be a business?
What I'm saying is the person who has 25 plus years in corporate America, 11 years in advertising and marketing, you ladies come along every day thinking just because you can get an LLC.
I never said all of that.
Ma'am, my point is you haven't accomplished anything yet, and your dreams are extraordinarily high. You don't even have a year under your belt. So starting a business, in my personal opinion, for somebody who's your age, who has, how are you going to help market somebody on branding? Because it's all theory at this point. You haven't worked for anybody. Okay, ma'am, I understand. See, this is why I think the internet is so good, but it's also so dangerous. The way business works is you used to have to actually go out and be something. You had to go work for somebody to learn something. And then once you became proficient or an expert in it, then you were then qualified to go start your own business and go to the market and say, I'm qualified because I worked for Acme and Company or Johnson and Son. I learned from these people. But today, because you have the internet and you can put a website out, people think you can just speed the process up, when at the end of the day, the consumer, the market hiring you is hiring a novice. You don't have any work history to pull from. The only thing you have to pull from is what you've learned.
Yes.
And what you charge somebody for in the open market is unfair. You're charging them basically to practice on them. That's how this works. So, and the funny thing is, while you're doing this, if you're doing something in your side job that is a conflict of interest with your current job, that is unethical.
No, they're
good. But my point is, how are you going to become a professional or an expert at this and grow this when both of these things require full focus?
What is the other thing that you're saying? My job?
You have a job and a business.
Okay.
Both require full focus. But it makes sense because you talk about children and being a mother and a wife the same way. And being a mother and a spouse requires full focus, not something you just do as an afterthought. But this is why so many women, that's why I have that whole song, I'm a PhD. Y'all think that getting married and having a kid is just, well, I'll just get married and have a kid, and because I'm making some money, I'll hire people to raise my family. And then I'll just get a guy with money and it'll work out, and it doesn't. Probability. 1 in 4 black women will marry. And the average black marriage is lasting less than 5 years. When the divorce is filed, sadly, women are filing because irreconcilable differences, unhappy. And you're usually unhappy because your expectations don't meet with reality. Your expectations are really high. So I'm going to say that go back and listen to this segment because it took me off guard of where I wanted to be. But this is far too many women are thinking like this. There's no relationship possible. Another woman who wants to have something. I mean, it's almost like you want to be a man. You got all these dreams, and I got this and that, and I want this. Because to get the outcome, to get the lifestyle you want, you got to make a lot of money. I don't care how you slice it. And I'm going to ask you this, and then we're going to wrap up. With no heat, no judgment meant. I need you to understand that no heat, no judgment meant. But coming from average middle-class people, where did such a appetite for this lifestyle come from? Porsche trucks, 6-bedroom homes, jobs and businesses. Where did that appetite come from?
Just furthering my education and my passion. It didn't come from my parents. It didn't come from my family.
Furthering your education, okay. Okay.
I'm not saying college. I'm saying learning.
Ma'am, what the lifestyle you're talking about, where did, coming from regular working class people, where did the appetite to say, I don't want to have this, I want to have that?
When you see your mentors have that.
Okay, you have mentors who are millionaires?
Yes.
Since what age?
What you mean, what age?
Since what age?
Oh, this year.
Okay, ma'am. So this is a new thing?
Yes, this is new.
And how old is your mentor?
He is about 30. I don't know the exact age, but he's in his 30s.
And how many mentors is this?
I have 3 mentors.
And they're all millionaires?
2 are, 1 not.
And how old is the oldest?
The oldest, he's 41.
Is he married?
He's not, but the other one, Spectacular, he's not married, but he's engaged.
So, did you meet these millionaires at school?
No.
I mean, those mentors at school?
No, I took their course. Well, one I took his course, and one I met through him.
Course,
like a course.
okay.
Yes.
And where'd you find these courses?
Education. What you say?
Where'd you find these courses?
On just Instagram. I found Spectaculars on Instagram.
So you were looking for them, or you saw them in the feed or something?
Looking for him.
You were looking for them? How'd you know to look for them?
Because I wanted to learn about entrepreneurship and how to grow on social media.
Thank you.
And
Thank you. That's exactly what I mean. Ultimately, thank you. This is why we end up is so thrown off as a culture. We are so quick to be trying to look for a cheaper, quicker route.
it's not cheap. So what's the easiest way to get a
There is no free money. You're an average woman with an average degree. These people don't get to be millionaires. So my point is, I'm going to talk right past you. This is why multi-level marketing, these get-rich-quick schemes, these courses are so rampant in the Black community because we don't want to do it the slow, long way that's been shown to work. Remember I ran that show, The Lion's Den, with Ramil Amir a year and a half ago, where the Shark Tank meets The Voice. And we had so many people coming in who wanted, my saying before I got a PhD was, there's no such thing as free money. Everybody wants free money. You just sat here and laid out a life of a woman who was raised probably middle class, from just solid, decent, hardworking folks. But then because you've heard entrepreneurialism, which is everywhere now, everywhere. You didn't go to college to be an entrepreneur. You went to college to get a degree. What'd you go to college for? Well, it wasn't to be an entrepreneur. What were you going there for first?
Advertising and public relations.
Thank you. Advertising, public relations, because you're going to go get a job. But because you get on Instagram or Facebook, and because all these ads for Ty Lopez and these guys looking over here, you can make this much money. They're everywhere.
That's not.
Nope. I know what I'm talking about. I don't need you to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, the Black community don't educate.
Okay, I know what I'm talking about.
All
Yep,
right.
I know what I'm talking. Yeah, bye-bye. Don't need your part.
Man, this is painful to watch. It's like talking to a teenager who's convinced she's ready for the big leagues, but doesn't even have the basic math skills to handle the conversation. Kevin is literally spoon-feeding her reality, and she's still lost. No plan, no strategy, nothing concrete. Just a daydream with no roadmap. And the crazy part is, she thinks that's enough. You can actually see her 2 brain cells in there trying to fire off a connection as Kevin talks. And I'm not trying to be cruel here, but she's not an intellectual. She's not operating off logic, facts, or experience. This is pure vibes and feelings territory. And then on top of that, she's got this overinflated self-esteem like she's already at the finish line but hasn't even started the race. People don't understand this. If you come from average, odds are you'll stay average. It's extremely rare to go from average to truly high value without extraordinary discipline, sacrifice, and execution. That's just the truth. The way Kevin's looking at her says it all. He's sitting there in disbelief. Like, how is it possible for someone to be this delusional? It's written all over his face. Because it's not even that her dreams are too big, it's that her work ethic, her skills, her logic, and her plan don't even exist to match them. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. They confuse wanting it with being ready for it. Wanting a high-value lifestyle doesn't make you qualified for it. You have to earn it. You have to become the kind of person who deserves it. And right now, she's operating in pure fantasy land. It's like applying for a CEO position at a Fortune 500 company with zero work experience, no degree, no leadership skills, and telling them, "But I feel like I'd be a good fit." That's how ridiculous it sounds.